Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. Well, once again here it's Saturday, a few days after the election on Tuesday. And has anything changed really? Let's see, we've got Bonner saying that, we're going to repeal Obamacare. Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And then we've got Obama. He appointed Loretta Lynch as Attorney General. Now, you ever see those things about perfect last names? I mean, really, Attorney General Lynch? I mean, do you find that as amusing as I do? Hey, I got a good buddy named Dan Lynch. No offense to you, Dan, but I just find that funny. It's kind of like a doctor named Bones, or a dentist named, like Dr. Drill. Oh, or the librarian named Bookman. It's just, it's sometimes life's just too funny. You just gotta laugh at it. Meanwhile, haven't heard too much about Ebola. It seems like that's settled down. I came across an interesting website or page where it said, let's not let Ebola spread to Facebook. Thought that was kind of humorous. Let's see, other than that, in the news, it's just more of the same. Um, here in the Northwest, people will be able to have recreational marijuana, and somebody was complaining because they smelled marijuana in a parking lot. Well, you see, that's against the law. You can have it in a private place, but you can't smoke it in public places. So, a lot of people are upset, especially parents and grandparents, because they don't want their kids and grandkids exposed to it. Well, the thing is, they're exposed to it now. I mean, you cannot legislate behavior. It just doesn't work. They tried it with prohibition. They tried it with the war on drugs. It's just not the way to go. It's the individuals teaching their kids, steering their kids, training their kids properly. That's where it gets down to. Let's see, what else we got? I'm not even really sure because I don't have TV, so I don't have that 6 p.m. I don't even know if we should call it news. Newstainment, entertain news. I don't know, because people really aren't interested in the hard facts. And the GMOs got thrown out or made the label in a couple of states, but I guess here in Oregon they fooled the people into believing that it's going to make the cost of food go up. Well, I mean, they spent, what, $100 million campaigning? I think that could have paid for a lot of labels. I mean, really? It's not that much to change the label. Come on. But I guess, you can fool some of the people some of the time. And I guess they did. And there's still talk about corporations being people. Which I say, fine. If corporations want to say they're people, then they need to fill out 1040s when they fill their tax forms instead of the Schedule C forms. Make it simple. Your choice. If you want to act like a person, then pay taxes like a person. In other words, you're going to have to pay all this money to the government before you deduct these expenses, like rent and utilities and insurance. No, no, no. That comes out of your what you get to keep, but the government takes theirs first, because that's what they do to the people. It'll never happen. At least I don't think it will. And I guess we've got some talk about maybe we can get rid of Bonner there as the leader, get some fresh blood in there. And they're still talking about Hillary Clinton being president in 2016. I mean, we've had enough with the Bushes and the Clintons and the Kennedys. We don't need any of these dynasties. We need new blood. I mean, Dr. Ben Carson is now registered as a Republican. So I guess maybe he's going to make a run for it. A lot of people replied that he's against guns. Well, you see, to me, Obama's against guns. But I think Dr. Ben Carson will make a hell of a better president than Obama. That's just my opinion. I'd like to find out if I was right. Because to me, he seems like he talks from common sense. You know, he's a man of science. He's also a man of God. You know, I don't necessarily, you know, believe in those things either. But I think he's going to bring common sense to the forefront. He's going to be able to respond with plans. You know, he's a neurosurgeon, so he's going to be able to, you know, his policies, I think, will be well thought out. They won't be politically influenced. So to throw away a candidate just because you don't agree with everything they believe in, I think is the wrong approach. I think you have to look at the big picture and go, okay, so he's against guns. You know, he's pro man and woman marriage. You know, he's pro-life. You know, whether or not I agree with those single issues, to me, it's just not the point. And I think that's part of the problem is we've got so many special interest groups hammering their one narrowly focused issue, and that's all people get bombarded with, as opposed to looking at the candidate and go, you know, let's look at the big picture. What's Ben Carson going to do for the economy? You know, what's he going to do for the environment? What's he going to do for freedom and liberty? What's he going to do for educate? Look at it overall, and then you go, okay, well, yeah, you know, guns are important to me, but, you know, chances are he's not going to be able to get anything like that through Congress anyway. So, you know, he's got my support. Not to mention the fact that I don't think he would abuse the Constitution and the presidential executive orders like Obama has. And so that's why I would hope to see him get the nod. It's going to be an uphill battle, that's for sure, because you know, the old guard, the good old boys, they're so entrenched. You know, there's just a lot of money in politics, a lot. I mean, look how much ads are costing on TV. For all the money that these companies and people spend on politicians, they could do so much good for the country. I mean, you talk about schools, you talk about roads, the homeless problem, medical research. I mean, you know, it just goes on and on, but instead they try and buy the influence, you know, buy access. It's well, you guys know what's wrong. I'm preaching to the choir. So anyway, I'll just wrap it up here, and thanks for watching and listening, and welcome new subscribers, and let's just see what happens in the next few weeks leading up until the turnover in Congress. Till then, TheRumpledOne signing out.